for another week. For those of you who may be new, I'm Tim Fortescue, an IFS trained practitioner specializing in spiritual growth and healing, whether you're healing from religious trauma or just seeking support for your journey. I'm grateful to walk alongside, however, makes sense for you. As we go throughout our time today, feel free to ask your questions in the chat, or if you're watching a recording, go ahead and engage too, and I'll either address them in the chat or get back to them next week on the live. Do this each week at the same time, which is uh, 9 a.m. U.S. Central or Chicago time. If you find what's here helpful, I encourage you to like, subscribe, or follow and share it so that others can find the content and may benefit from it. If you're new to IFS, visit my website, faithfullygrowing.com. You can find out more, particularly under the How I Work tab, and know that you can always send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing if you have questions. And want to encourage you, if you haven't become a member of the channel yet, it's $9 a month, and it gives you access to some additional videos. And particularly, the biggest thing that is of benefit is each Thursday I hold a drop-in, and you can come in via Zoom and ask me questions. And always invite people to check that out complimentary once. And so if you'd like that Zoom link, send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com. I'll get it to you, and you can drop in and ask me questions, and even ask me questions about the membership. And that's held on Thursdays at 11:30 a.m. Central Time. All right, I think that is all for opening things and announcements. Today, going to talk just a bit about fear and explore fear not as something to eliminate, but to understand more, and to seek to embrace fear as a part of us trying to protect us, what matters most. Fear and those parts that carry fear are doing the best that they can. Fear can be subtle or it can be loud, particularly our world right now. There is just a rumbling of uncertainty and fear, or maybe I'm just speaking for myself there. It could be physical or behavioral. Maybe you notice it as tightness or anxiety, people pleasing, perfection. Fear is often a protector in the context of IFS, trying to shield us from past pain or anticipated danger. And in IFS, we meet fear with curiosity, without judgment, just like we do with other parts from that self, that core of who we are. And I know with me, there have been times when, for example, I've launched a new coaching program, and that brought up fear and anxiety. A young part of me that was in seventh grade often remembers being humiliated, misunderstood, not known. And it's just helpful when I offer reassurance to that part, to let it know I've got you. Things are different now, and that it can trust a little more. But I know that it's hard, but that it's not alone. And so we're going to spend some time this morning to reflect on this. And I encourage you, and me for that matter, to ask which parts of us are most affected by fear right now. What are they afraid of? How does fear impact our daily life? Those choices that we make and the relationships that we have. Every part has a good intention, even fearful ones. No bad parts. But fear often signals an area that needs attention and care. It needs to be noticed. And there are parts that react, that are afraid of that. So be aware of them too as we go through our meditation. And let's see if we can have the courage to begin to turn toward fearful parts with compassion. And that builds that inner trust with our parts to each other, and just that trust in who we are today of our parts that are often younger. So with that, we'll spend some time and begin our meditation. As we look at fear, not as something to eliminate, but as something to understand a little more. And we're going to slow down and just tune in for a bit, gently check in with the parts of us that carry fear and anxiety. These parts, they often hold tender stories, and they deserve our kindness. And so as we begin, just settle into where you are in this space for you. Good morning, Lynn. If it feels okay, you can soften your gaze or close your eyes. Let's just take a long and slow breath together. And just begin to turn your attention inward. Gently ask, which parts of me are most affected by fear right now? Just see what you notice, see who is showing up. What are they afraid of? We're not going to go deep here, but we want to give them space and be curious for a bit. How do these fears shape our lives, choices, relationships? How do they shape and impact our internal dynamics and our parts? Maybe you notice a part that works hard to avoid risk, or a younger part that remembers feeling unsafe. Whatever shows up, see if you can welcome it. There's nothing to fix right now. Just a space for noticing and honoring. We know at some level that every part has a good intention. Let your parts know that. Fearful parts are often protecting us, trying to shield us from pain. Pain we've known before. They're often younger. They might carry voices from the past. Maybe it's a parent or a teacher or a painful moment. Or they might speak through your nervous system, urging you to freeze, flee, or to fawn. Just bring to mind a part of you that feels afraid. Maybe it's about something current, big decision, hard conversation. Maybe it's an old fear that keeps showing up. Notice where that fear lives in your body. Maybe it's tightness in your chest, knot in your stomach, tension in your jaw. Just gently say, I'm here with you. See how the part responds. Maybe ask, what do you want me to know? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of if you trust me more? Maybe ask, what do you need from me right now? You might receive words, images, or simply a felt sense. Just trust what comes. No right or wrong here. If it feels comforting, I want to place your hand on your heart and simply whisper to your heart that you're noticing right now. Thank you for trying to protect me. I see you. You don't have to do this alone anymore. Just notice if anything shifts. Maybe it's subtle, softening, breath, tiny bit more space. We're doing sacred work here. Every time we pause to listen to things like fear, instead of shutting it down, we offer healing. Every time we say, tell me more, instead of go away, we're building trust. We're about to come back, but see this week if you can make some space for those fearful parts. Let them know that you're here. They're not alone. Fear isn't something to be ashamed of. It can be a doorway, but it's hard to walk through that doorway. If we can learn to walk through it gently with compassion, we might just discover a whole new kind of courage waiting on the other side. So if there's anything else before we wrap up, just thank this part that you spent some time with today for showing up. Think any parts that may have begun to jump in, soften back to witness. Maybe there's just parts that we're naturally witnessing. Let them know you can spend some time with them too. Before we close, see how these words of this affirmation that I read land with you. I am not my fear. I'm the compassionate presence that can witness it. I'm safe to listen. I'm safe to feel. And I'm learning day by day to love all of me, especially the parts that are afraid. And when you're ready, take one final breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Gently open your eyes. See if you can carry this kindness with you as you move through the rest of your day, through the rest of your life. And thanks for meeting me here. I'll pause for just a bit. If you have questions, feel free to chime in. And if you're watching a recording, go ahead and engage in the chat. I'll either respond in the chat or make note and bring those questions back next time. Thank you to Lynn for that heart, for tracking with me and just being part of these lives and kind of this community that we're developing here. All right, well, with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up, but thank you all. Join me next week and reach out if you have questions, and would be glad to engage with you too. But we're in this together, and hope between now and next week that life treats you well. Take care.